And hello, everyone. Happy holidays to all of you. I am your hostess, Dr. Julissa, and I am thrilled to share with all of you that I have a dear special guest in the studio today with me. I am
Hey.
joined by the lovely Claudrine. Hello, Claudrine.
Hello, Dr. Julissa. How are you? Such a pleasure to be here.
I'm feeling divine and extra
Yeah.
cozy now that we're here together, about to share some beautiful wisdom shared from you as well on this cozy little winter night that we're
Yes,
having.
winter
Yep,
afternoon, night over here, a little bit here in Paris. Yeah.
that's right, my friends. She is in Paris at the moment, a dear friend of
Yeah.
mine, and
Mhm.
I'm thrilled to share with you just a bit on her background and uh, what she shares with the world and the wonderful information that she also shares with her clients. Now, Claudrine is a jurist based in Paris. She is an award-winning founder of the Journey to Lovely, known as a women's empowerment platform and podcast. Love that. And she's also the creative director of Set TV. So Set, I do know some French, and so
Mhm.
Set 7, so Set TV. And she's also CEO of the branding agency JTL Agency, which works with clients globally all over the world, helping them to increase their standing in the public with regards to their brands. And so please
Yeah.
share some more about you. I am honored to have you here with us today, Claudia.
Absolutely. It is such a pleasure and a privilege to share this lovely Zoom with you. And what I do, honestly, is reach out to women in today's modern society who are seeking to empower themselves and really seek the lovely within them. A lot of women feel like life is an ever, uh, they think that it's about the destination. Sometimes when I have conversations, and sometimes they might feel like they've not arrived, or sometimes they might feel like they're missing something. And I try to tap into that mindset that we are ever evolving, ever learning. And it's not really about getting to a destination, it's really about understanding that your identity is abundance, your identity is love, your identity is being secure in your gifts and finding out what you have to bring to the world. And that is also why I will be publishing very soon the Discover Your Lovely book and later on workshop with you, of course, as our very, very special forward author. So I'll be also talking a bit more on that. And for now, I can't wait to dive into your questions and share a bit more on these lovely topics.
Magnificent, magnificent. I know that a lot of women in your realm are really looking into
Mm.
continuing to find themselves on that path that you're bringing them in. And so that's why I felt
Mhm.
that it was a wonderful thing for us to bring now, with the new year coming in, ways that a woman, apart from taking into account her health, taking into account
Yes.
how that is crucial. You can't be the best of yourself if you're ill, if you're not at your optimum best, but
Mhm.
also how they can intertwine that with becoming the woman that they truly envision themselves. So here we go.
Yes.
Let's begin with
Let's go.
the first question, shall we?
Mhm.
So I did want to bring today questions that many people have brought into my manager and I, with regards to talks and comments, whether it's on social media. And we kind of grouped it up into three. Let's see if we can get through one and two, and then we'll definitely
Okay.
do a part two for next time. Okay,
I look forward to it.
great. So I do a podcast called Epic Sexual Health. And along with that, with helping women with everything from fibroids to endometriosis and all those physical challenges, the relationship portions always come in. And one of the main reasons why I also wanted to speak with you is because you do have a biblical womanhood group
Yeah.
and you're a coach for these women. So
Mhm.
In your realm, and I know that it is going to touch upon the religious aspect that you bring forth in your coaching, dating and
Yes.
intimacy. I get this question a lot as well, whether even though I'm focused on, yes, their mental well-being, emotional well-being, and physical well-being, but along with that emotional part comes the relationship. So regarding dating and intimacy in your realm and in your group, what have you taught them with regards to how long, let's say, to wait for intimacy? That is a question that has come up, and I wanted to discuss that with you
Mhm.
today. You teach and you coach when they're dating, out there looking
Yes.
for a mate and wanting to partner, which is the natural course of things. What
Yes.
about waiting for intimacy?
So again, in this specific circle of women, a lot of them understand that the Bible in this space is the standard. Okay. So we're not judging anyone. We're not imposing anything. We're just going into where it all began in Genesis. Okay. And so when you understand the standard itself of sacred sex, okay, it's within for God, the confines of marriage, that's what I teach them. So it places the bar a bit high because it leads less into dating and more into a space of courtship
Mm,
where you're vetting a man. You're seeing, wait a second, is this person looking for just the physical? Or is this person understanding that as a woman, what the Bible calls Ezer is I am his helpmeet. I am his literal rib. We become one. And the physical act of sex within, again, the Bible standpoint is not just physical. It is literally spiritual. Like you're like your soul is intertwining with another person's soul. So that's where you want to know more about his mindset. You want to tap into his values. So I push a bit more on communication. I teach them to have those conversations early on. What does he think about, you know, do you have shared values? How many children would he want? What is, and it's also important to tap into what is, when I say his desires, what are his sexual needs? These are things that you want to still see if you're comfortable once you're into that space. You don't want to have those conversations when you're already there with someone who will violate you or push you into an environment where or you're not comfortable. You
mhm,
feel like you're doing something that goes beyond your personal bounds. So these are conversations as things progress before getting into marriage that you really have to bring up before there are any surprises later on. But again, these are a select group of women who, and I do believe still, even though it's the minority in this world, there's still a lot of Christian women who do follow the Bible and who do still have that type of mindset. Because I've found also other cultures, because I live in Paris, where they wait until marriage as well. Like certain Muslim friends that I have, who's also, they're not Christian, but they believe that they should wait as well. So it's not just a Christian thing, it could be a personal value thing. So a lot of the women, I will admit, are Christians, but some of them just share those values where they do believe they prefer to experience that sacred connection within the confines of marriage.
mm. I
Yeah.
understand, and I have had in
Mm.
20 over 20 years of practice, female patients that have shared that with me, and
Mm.
we're waiting to definitely connect in that sense, or are
Mm-hmm.
divorced and have decided to also hold
Be
on
abstinent.
to their virtue,
Yes.
right? To hold on to their virtue until they find another mate to share the rest of their existence with. So
Mm-hmm.
now let's look at it if you have ever
Mm.
had any conversations from the male perspective.
Yeah.
Is there truly the essence of the man feeling either slighted or honored that this woman has decided, okay, we're not going to. I just am not going to do that unless you. Is it where
Yeah.
I've had this, topic come up where they feel it's almost they're forced to
Yeah.
have when they feel so much, they've done so much for this person. Let's say they've been courting for a year, they've done so much, and maybe what has come up in my office at times, because I do get couples that also come in
Hmm.
to me and converse, where he may feel that, well, if she's already chosen me and I've already chosen her, then what is the problem? Why does she still feel I'm not worthy with all that I've done for her, all of the things that I've shown her, all of the
Hmm.
acts that I've uh,
Right.
carried carried through in our relationship?
Hmm.
What do you say to the ladies in your coaching group in that sense?
So do have so many experiences with this. Not to talk about my personal life, but I do have many stories. And what I would say, to them is the man, men who truly believe what you believe, because you still want to be equally yoked with your husband. So you still want someone who truly values you, but also carries the same respect for your belief system as you do. And
Mm-hmm.
that's very important. A lot of these women, before seeking just a man, they have a very strong relationship with God. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're really pursuing first. And so when you do study it, you understand that there's a real hierarchy. When you honor God with your body, which is his temple, you don't want any and anyone entering it, right? And a lot of the people who have that special key are men who truly have the key because they can unlock it so they get you. They connect with you. They have the same values as you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a vetting process. Life is messy, things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're human. We have weaknesses. So some of the women just feel pressured. And that's totally fine to have a moment of weakness and kind of give in. And I have no judgment towards that, because I understand that we all, sometimes have certain values that we set, and life happens, like I said, and you either continue in that path or you get up and you say, you know what, that was a moment of weakness. Let me reel it back and see how I can course correct so it won't happen again. Because do you really want to be with someone who is tempting you, sorry, off of your the path that you've decided to walk on and to pursue? I don't think so. I feel like a man that truly respects you and who honors and values you in the relationship would encourage you, you know, to walk that walk. He would be the one, you know, cheering you on and saying, great, I want to protect your virtue. I want to, it's so rare. These are the women that I consider them still, it's not easy. So it's a very strong discipline. So I consider them a strong group of women. And I love when they find men who truly trust that they're mature enough. Sometimes some women take certain steps to not fall. They would not maybe stay after a certain hour by the guy, or they would avoid certain situations, which is also called wisdom. And I
Mhm,
had to learn
mhm.
certain things as well, where you set boundaries so you don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the gist of it.
All right. I respect that those
Hmm.
views there, and women wanting to feel like they're not haphazardly just going with the flow, but they're
Yes.
able to follow through with their values and such.
Hmm.
Very, very unique in that,
Yeah.
well, at least in Taoist philosophy is that many of you
Hmm.
listeners out there, you remember that I follow Taoism, and sexuality is a large part
Yes.
Taoist spiritual teachings. And the connection between a man and a woman is considered truly a spiritual, sacred experience. So
Yeah.
it's understood. If
Yes.
any out there
That's.
want to truly
Hmm.
value that so much that it's this this gold that just needs to be cherished and really kept in a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful state.
I
Well,
agree.
thank you, thank you. All right, so next question. How do you start the conversation about the sexual health of a potential partner in a desire for a relationship? In the coaching that you do with your women, I
Mm-hmm.
feel on my end,
Mm-hmm.
with so many patients that I have helped to treat sexually transmitted diseases and everything from herpes, syphilis, and gonorrhea and such, these conversations are not coming up
Yeah.
before they're intimate. It's not coming up before they're intimate. Sadly, then I'm having the woman crying in my office or the man saying, I feel like I'm dying here. And, to get a little blunt, I feel like almost chopping it off because I'm so
Oh,
uncomfortable.
wow.
So it's
Oh, very bad.
awful. I have and let's just make sure we need to make sure all of you are over 18 listening in, right? But you have a
Right.
woman telling me, Dr. Julissa, I feel like taking a toothbrush and just scratching in there because it's so bad. I mean, I'm dealing with
Oh,
health challenges, right?
that's the health aspect of it. A bit graphic, but that's real life,
Yes,
right?
yes. So how does that come up in your coaching?
Okay, so in my coaching, it's very important to, like I said, have a vetting process with the men that you're exposed to. So first of all, the men that you're going to be, uh, you know, dating or courting, letting court you, you need to make sure that they're still of a certain caliber, a certain standard. And once you start to pursue a more serious connection with that person, that's when you can dive into those deeper conversations. Even if you're, like you said, some women want to start a journey of abstinence after having a husband or having multiple partners. This is a spiritual group. A lot of the women had a past. Okay. So I would always tell them walk in integrity, which means that you still have to be honest with the person. After a certain point where things are getting very serious, you're going towards a deeper connection. There is that commitment that's happening, and then you're probably going to get engaged and married. That person, that man, needs to know your past. He needs to know if there are any health issues. These are the conversations that you need to have prior to the engagement and marriage. What is your health history? Let's go get tested together. Because
That's what I
it's
read.
important to be transparent from the beginning on these issues. Now, of course, if you're, you know, versions still get tested, you never know. There's so many things that can be transmitted through the mouth. I think everyone should just get tested together, have a conversation about it. It's not no one is pointing the fingers. It's not taboo. It's a health issue. It's respecting your body and respecting the other person's body. And I think any connection, any marriage that is based on healthy communication, honesty, and transparency has a very good shot at longevity,
Agreed.
right?
Wonderful. And exactly what you said. I will add to getting tested together because again, this is
Mm-hmm.
with an over 20 years of this. And let's say I'm working with the patient, I'm helping them to fight off viral presence. I'm working with them with herpes or any other type of STD. Once we've done the work and they're going to get themselves retested to make sure that all things are negative on, let's say, one end or the other, both of you should go in the office together. Ask the doctor that you are both in a relationship and you want to take your relationship further, that you want to do this together in the same room together, not get results separate rooms and so on. Do everything together because
Mm-hmm.
you don't want it to be that you have a doubt because your partner's in another
Yeah.
room, you're alone. You don't want to feel that ever. And
Yes.
so many things that come up when it comes to when I start working with couples where one has had certain sexual health challenges, the other hasn't, or both have had, and we're dealing with it together, all three of
Mhm.
us, to help them rid themselves of things. Thank you, Claudrine. We
You're
have to do a part
welcome.
two. We have
Oh,
to.
we're at the end? Oh, oh
Yes.
my goodness. That was very quick, but I guess very enriching. I love how much, we talked about also. I had no idea we ended it so quickly.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do that so that we can keep them, wanting more, because we're definitely going to be doing a
Yes,
part two, my friends. And
I
there are more
agree.
questions on the list here that I want to address. And thank you for taking the
You
time.
are welcome. You are most welcome. It was such a pleasure to just share this lovely moment with you. And, I really cherish the wisdom that you have and how much generosity you have in sharing that with others. So, thank you for your platform and your work and everything that you do for the community, the global community. So, God bless you.
I feel
Mm.
honored to hear you say that. And again, thank you for supporting women that I know have probably felt lost, didn't know
Aw.
where to turn, are looking for that sort of beautiful bond in their life. And with you there to coach them, I know that they'll achieve all of their desires.
Thank you so much, Dr. Julissa. It was honestly an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And so, my friends, we will wrap up this part one, okay, of the live interview with Claudrine, all the way from Paris. Claudrine Arnell. Didn't say your last name
Oui,
before.
c'est
And
moi.
so, yes, blessings. Have a beautiful holiday season. Merry Christmas to all of you, and we'll talk to you on part two.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.